Bang, bang, bang on Declan McPaint, and here are your headlines. We only have one headline, and it's that Florence Cinema Pongo has been confirmed as the new manager of Bohemians FC. The controversial former Liverpool striker has been heralded as the perfect candidate for the new job. I'm going to cross over to Ross Maguire in Derryman Park for a bit of extra info. Ross, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely, Declan McPaint. Thanks very much. Yeah, I'm outside Dailyman Park here at the moment. A lot of disgruntled fans upon hearing the news that Florence Cinema Pongo has been given a 4.5-year deal here at Bohemians. An unproven, untested manager. Keith Long, a very popular figure here before, let go by the club. Obviously, new owners coming in a couple of months ago, and they've let him go. I have a few fans here ready to talk to us. First one, what's your name, pal? Stead, I'm joined by Stead, and what's your opinion on the new managerial situation?
Florence Cinema Pongo.
That's the one.
Rather be going to the bloody cinema than Daily Mate this Friday.
And Stead, if you had one message for the Bohemians hierarchy right now, what would it be?
Two things. Firstly, Pongo, same as like own goal. Second, Pongo out. That's all.
A lot of very disgruntled fans here at Dailyman Park. Back to you in the studio.
I'm Declan McPaint, and here's your breaking news. Bohemians Football Club has been purchased by Qatari investors of Liverpool, who promised to bring in a new manager who was a Liverpool legend in their day. Rumours are swirling around Anfield over who this legend could be. Gerrard, Carragher, Dalglish or Poulsen. Only time will tell.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to LOI TV, and more importantly, welcome to the first episode of the Bohemians career mode. As you can see on screen, it is the early days of Florence Cinema Pongo's reign as Bohemians manager. As you're all probably aware, about a month ago I did release a video kind of asking for your guys' opinions, and did a poll at the end of it asking for you to vote on which League of Ireland team I should take on in a career mode, and Bohemians did win that poll. They were followed by Shamrock Rovers, and then in third and fourth place was Finn Harps and UCD. They're both kind of road to glory series, which could have been interesting. I actually would have quite liked that. It would have been an interesting series to take one of the lower teams and bring them up. But for this career mode, it is going to be, of course, with Bohemians, and the expectations. I've been kind of struggling to know what's realistic. What's a realistic aim for this series. And I did have a long time subscriber, Ben Quinlan, send in what he could achieve with his Bohemians team. So if we can replicate anything along those lines of winning a Champions League, that'll be absolutely unbelievable. Just imagine being the first Irish team to win the Champions League. That would be absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, guys, going to have a quick look at the squad that we will have at our disposal for this season. I have updated some of the transfers that have happened in real life in terms of ins and outs. I haven't really done the rest of the league because I wasn't really arsed, but for Bohemians I've brought in the likes of Glenn McCauley, Chris Twardick, JJ Lunny, and then I've gotten rid of I think it's like Scott Allardyce, Darragh Leahy, and there might have been one or two others, I think Ryan Swan and stuff like that. So at left back we're a little bit light, of course, because I couldn't bring in the replacement that they brought in real life, Anto Breslin, because he's not actually in the game. So Paddy Kirk is filling in there at the moment. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump into our first pre-season friendly. I don't really care for them too much. We lost that game there. Don't really care about the friendlies an awful lot. Just going to sim them all. Probably will get knocked out at the group stage. But as you guys are probably aware from the intro, a group of investors have bought Bohemians, and their main aim is improving the youth academy and bringing in youth scouts to find players in different countries. The first scout is going to go to Ireland and find some homegrown products, and then the second scout is going to France, Florence Cinema Pongo's home nation, and going to try and find some young hot prospects there. Adjusting the budget a little bit before our second friendly game against Lyngby, and that ends in a 1-1 draw with Danny Mandrew getting on the score sheet. We've had a transfer offer for Andy Lyons. Never in a million years we're going to sell him. He's one of the hottest prospects in the club at the moment, in the league even. And then we have our final pre-season friendly game that ends in a 0-0 draw, and that will leave us out of the competition. We've got a little bit of funds there from being knocked out of that group stage, so it's actually not a bad bit of money we got from that. So we can adjust the budget a little bit there. But yeah, no, Andy Lyons is going to be a huge part of the series, as is this guy, Danny Grant. An offer for him, not a chance we're going to sell him either. Not a bad offer from Mansfield Town, but not a hope we're going to sell Danny Grant. He's one of our hottest prospects. Andy Lyons and Danny Grant on the right hand side is going to be a force to be reckoned with this season, and they're going to train up 5 of our hot prospects there: James Talbot, Andy Lyons, Danny Mandrew, Danny Grant and Glenn McCauley. 5 really good players that I hope are going to have big seasons this year. And we have received a transfer offer for Keith Ward, and this is an interesting one because where I would like to be playing him is in centre attacking midfield, but of course he's not going to get in ahead of Danny Mandrew, and it's not a bad offer from a Chinese club. 380,000. I think we're going to negotiate this one maybe around 400,000, see what they say. Will they agree to this? They have agreed to it, so Keith Ward could be on his way to China. Interesting one, because I would be playing him out of position, because he's not going to get it in that camp kind of number 10 role ahead of Danny Mandrew. So Keith Ward could be on his way out of the club. He is a good player and I do actually really like him, but on that left hand side he won't be used as well as he would be through the centre. And if I can get 400,000 for him, that's a good chunk of money that I can put into different areas of the club in terms of the youth academy or investing in a left back. But we do have to forget about that for now, because we do have our first game of the season, and starts to the season don't get any more difficult. Playing away at Oriel Park to the champions Dundalk. Really hard start to the season for Florence Cinema Pongo's side, but I'll probably take a point from this, to be honest. We are starting with James Talbot in goal, Andy Lyons right back, Paddy Kirk left back, Cornwall and Casey at centre back, then JJ Lunny and Buckley sitting in front of them, Danny Mandrew, Danny Grant, Keith Ward in the 3 attacking midfield roles behind Dinny Corcoran, who'll be leading the line. It's an early start here for Dundalk, and John Mountney doesn't get a good ball into the box, and it's a relief for Bohemians. Danny Mandrew picking up the ball in the final third, finds Dinny Corcoran, who finds Keith Ward, no, intercepted. Bit of an end-to-end stuff here. John Mountney on the right hand side again finds McElhenney. It's a great save from James Talbot. Wow, big chance in the first 15 minutes for Dundalk. Bohemians survived there, and it's a good chance for Bohemians to get back at them now. Keith Ward on the left hand side, the man who could be on his way to China. Let me know what you guys think of that move in the comments below. But he finds Danny Grant, who puts it just wide. Big chance for Bohemians. This is actually a really good start to the game in terms of for the neutral. And Dundalk come back in the attack now. Michael Duffy with the ball 20 yards out. Oh my god, what a goal from Michael Duffy. That is absolutely sensational. Poor defending from Bohemians, not closing down the shot. And why does Michael Duffy have a ball patch? That's my question. That's terrible from FIFA, to be fair. They've really stung him there, but what a strike from Michael Duffy. About 20 yards out, a little 1-2 with Chris Shields, I think it was. Got the ball, and it's poor defending, no one closing them down, but take nothing away from the finish. And Bohemians need a reaction here. Danny Mandrew finding Keith Ward. He does Sean Gannon, and Keith Ward finds the ball back to Mandrew. Great save from Gary Rogers, and Dundalk can clear, but Bohemians are piling on the pressure. Danny Grant again on the right hand side, swings it in. Dinny Corcoran. It's 1-1. It's 1-1. Huge goal for Bohemians. Reacting straight away from going 1-0 down. It's a great reaction from the players. Not letting the heads drop. And Danny Grant, he whips in a delicious delivery. And Dinny Corcoran heads home. And that's a fantastic finish from the experienced Bohemian striker. Dundalk trying to regain their lead here, but Dan Casey intercepts the pass and finds Danny Mandrew, who finds Dinny Corcoran, who skins Sean Hoare. And it could be a chance here for Dinny Corcoran if he has the legs to get in. Dinny Corcoran, he's clean throw and goal, and he's 1-on-1 with Gary Rogers. Dinny Corcoran. It's 2-1 to Bohemians. It's a great finish from Dinny Corcoran, who gets his second goal of the game, and he celebrates in front of the Bohemians fans as he puts them 2-1 up just before half time. That is a huge goal for Bohemians, and Dundalk have a big mountain to climb now. They have a chance maybe just before half time to equalise. It's a good save from James Talbot, and that should be half time. It is, and Bohemians go in 2-1 up, and Florence Cinema Pongo will be delighted with his team's first half performance. And they kick off the game here, Bohemians, and they're down the right hand side straight away. Andy Lyons finding Danny Grant, he finds it back to Andy Lyons. Andy Lyons, it's a clean through. It's opened up for him, and Andy Lyons has put Bohemians 3-1 up. What is going on here? 3-1 Bohemians, and Andy Lyons has put them 3-1 up. Wow, what a way too easy. Dundalk defending absolutely horrifically, and Gary Rogers probably should have saved that as well, but Bohemians will not complain. They're 3-1 up here, and they're looking for a fourth with Danny Mandrew. Great strike, and it's just wide. And Bohemians are all over Dundalk here. And it's a dodgy pass at the back though, as Dundalk need a goal. But Keith Buckley with a huge tackle. And Bohs on the counter again. JJ Lunny, who finds the ball out to Keith Ward. And Keith Ward's in behind. Does he have the legs to get past Sean Gannon? Looks like he does. Keith Ward doing really well. And he's inside the box now. Keith Ward, across goal. Danny Grant, it's 4-1. 4-1 Bohemians. Oh my god. Dundalk have absolutely capitulated here. And Bohemians are playing absolutely beautiful football on the counter-attack, just exposing Dundalk's defensive capabilities. And Danny Grant, who's had a really good game, getting a well-deserved goal. And Bohemians on the break again, but it looks like Dane Massey will cut it out. No, he doesn't. Danny Grant's got by him, and Danny Grant gets to the byline, pulls it across. Keith Ward. It's 5-1 to Bohemians. What is going on with Dundalk's defence? It's absolutely horrific. Really poor from the champions. I don't know what's going on, but Bohemians have been absolutely scintillating today. Their performance has been unbelievable. Danny Grant does really well here to get the ball across beautifully for Keith Ward to fire home, the man who could be on his way to China, as I've said. Dundalk on the attack now, trying to find a route back into this game, and they're playing some nice football. Michael Duffy on the left hand side into Patrick McElhenney, and it's 5-2, and Dundalk is probably a little bit too late to be mounting a comeback. You never know though. Pat Hoban on the attack here, trying to get a third goal. Pat Hoban, if they can get one now, they might just be back in this game. Pat Hoban on the left kind of slows it down a little bit, but Dane Massey, it's a poor ball. But Bohs are really lackadaisical. Pat Hoban across goal. It's a great save from Jimmy Talbot, and Bohs can clear. But Bohs really need to cop on here because they're giving away a lot of chances. Dundalk back on the attack, and Sean Murray has the ball on the right hand side, and he is up against Paddy Kirk. He whips the ball in, and James Talbot knocks it behind for a corner kick, and it's a little bit dodgy from Bohs at the moment. They're kind of sitting on their laurels a little bit, and it's time for a few changes. Glenn McCauley coming on for Corcoran, and Chris Twardick coming on for Keith Ward, and it's not really changed much just yet. Michael Duffy into the big Georgie Kelly, and Bohs can clear. Big Georgie Kelly in there trying to cause some problems, and he has the ball again, and he could be clean through on goal, but he's taking it off to the right hand side a little bit, strangely enough. Is the chance gone? No, it's not. It's a great ball for Pat Hoban. Pat Hoban again, the rebound, and he's put it wide, and that sums up Dundalk's performance. That should be full time. Really disappointing display from Dundalk, and it is full time. Florence Cinema Pongal absolutely thrilled with his side start to the season. We have some scout reports coming in, not much really to be looking at here. Starts to the season don't get much better than that. A 5-2 win away at the champions. That is absolutely amazing, but some bad news. Keith Ward, who had a really good game against Dundalk, has been sold for 400,000. It's a good offer, and it's a fair deal, and it's good for him that he'll get a few bob over in China. He'll be on a good wage over there. But of course, as you can see here, an offer for Dinny Corcoran, and we're negotiating for 400,000, and they've matched that as well. It could be a big mistake letting go of Dinny Corcoran now. I'm thinking about it, but Dinny Corcoran had a really good game, of course, scoring the first 2 goals against Dundalk, but he is in his 30s now, and 400,000 is more than fair for Dinny Corcoran. So if that goes through, as you can see on the bottom left screen, Dinny Corcoran has been sold. That is a big blow for our campaign now. That's 2 huge players we've lost in the last couple of days ahead of this game against Cork City. Not the best preparation, really, but we have debuts for Chris Twardick and Andre Wright's first game of the season. So that's a big game. It's going to be a big game. The first game for the new Daleyman Park, the newly constructed Daleyman Park. All 4 sides of the stadium are filled for the first game at the ground this season at home to Cork City. Big game. 2 huge losses, of course, in terms of Keith Ward and Dinny Corcoran not being on the pitch, but it's an early chance for Andy Lyons, and he puts it straight into McNulty's arms. But good sign of Andy Lyons. He's really been bombing forward this season. He's had a good start to the campaign, and Danny Grant has a chance here, excelling. His pace is a really big asset for him. He's into Andre Wright, and it's a really bad positioning from the striker, and you'd have to ask the question, if Dinny Corcoran was there, would he be putting that home? And it's a terrible kick from James Talbot. I didn't even see that there, and it's a good chance for Cork City. It's a really big missed opportunity. James Talbot kicking himself with that goal kick, but nice play. Danny Grant and Andre Wright linking up together in the front 2. Danny Wright, it's a poor ball from Andre Wright. He's had a bad start to the game so far, and Cork are back on the attack with O'Sullivan, who finds Darragh O'Connor, but it's into Andy Lyons with a poor tackle, and Darragh O'Connor probably could have gone down for a penalty there, but he smashed it into the side netting, and Darragh O'Connor, the left hand side, swings it in. It's headed clear from Bohs. Cork put him under some early pressure, and Horgan out to Carl Shepherd, who puts it across, and Buckley puts Cork 1-0 up. Cork, really annoying goal to concede just before half time. James Talbot made a really good save initially, and it pops straight back out for Gary Buckley to smash it home, but they do deserve the lead. We haven't even had a shot on target yet. So Cork do deserve their lead going into the second half, and it's an early start for Andre Wright on the ball, and he has a shot and it's just wide. Disappointing from him, to be honest. He needs to be hitting the target. He's had a poor game so far. Carl Shepherd, Jimmy Talbot's coming a long way, and it's a chance here. Buckley, back to Gearoid Marcy, lobs the keeper, it's in, no, it's off the bar, chance for Cork, O'Sullivan, what a save from James Talbot, oh my god, how is it not 2-0? Gearoid Marcy with a great attempt from outside the box, and the ball pops out for O'Sullivan, and it's an absolutely amazing save with James Talbot with his legs to put it behind for a corner. But Cork City are piling on the pressure. Gearoid Marcy back to Carl Shepherd, and Carl Shepherd finds O'Sullivan, and he's put it home this time. He's made no mistake about it this time around, and Cork City deservedly 2 goals ahead at Dalymount Park, and it's not the curtain raiser that the new investors would have been hoping for. Andre Wright losing the ball, so sloppy from him again, and Carl Shepherd whips it across, and it's nearly 3-0. And it needs a change of formation. We're going 4-2-4. Cinema Pongo making some rash changes, but it needs to happen. And he's going to bring on someone up front, surely, a striker. And he's looking to the bench and bringing on Glenn McCauley, who fans were probably shouting for before the game to actually start the match, but Andre Wright was trusted with the position, and they need a goal soon to get back into this game. It's 66 minutes played, and you can already see the difference with the more players in the final third. Chris Twardick, great ball in. Danny Grant tries to pull it back, and it's behind for a corner, but already you can see the difference with the change that Pongol has made, and Danny Mandrew whips it in. Punch clear from McNulty. Danny Grant heads it back out to Danny Mandrew. Can he get the ball back into the box? He can. And Chris Twardick at the back post. It's a weak header, and McNulty can claim. Now Cork back on the attack, looking for a third goal to kill all chances of a comeback for Bohemians, and it's off the post, and they can't clear Bohemians. Bohemians terrible defending, and it's 3-0 Cork, and that's game, set and match in the 85th minute. Pongol looking to take off Mandrew, and it looks like Danny Grant as well, just to rest him for the next game, because this game is finished. Terrible defending from Bohemians, and it's 3-0. What has happened to them after such an amazing start to the campaign away at Dundalk, absolutely blitzing them 5-2, to then fall 3-0 in our first home game of the season is very disappointing. And Bohs coming on the attack straight away, trying to get something from this game. It's very unlikely, maybe even just get a goal. Chris Twardick into the box, does well. Chris Twardick, one of the shining lights of the game so far. Oh, just not happening for Bohs today. Dan Casey picks up the ball on the edge of the box, finds Keith Buckley, who works his way down the right hand side, puts a decent ball into the box, and it's headed at goal. Andy Lyons puts in the rebound for a consolation in the 90th minute, and surely there's no more time for anything else, but Andy Lyons has had a good game and a good season so far. Second goal of the campaign in 2 games, which is good for the right back, but disappointing from Bohemians, and the final whistle is blown, and they are deservedly beaten 3-1. They need a quick comeback in their away game against Derry City. It's a tough start to the campaign, but this away game against Derry presents a perfect opportunity for Bohemians to get some points back on the board after a really disappointing game there. Glenn McCauley, not surprisingly, starting ahead of Andre Wright after Andre Wright's terrible performance last game, and Conor Livingston coming in for JJ Loney. Parkhouse with an early free kick, and it's a terrible ball in. Really poor from Parkhouse. He's a much better player than that. But Mandrew puts it just wide from 20 yards out. Really good trickery from our number 10, and he put it just wide. But it's a chance for Junior here, and it's behind for a corner. There's a lot of good players in this Derry City side that we'll have to keep an eye on. Barry McNamee being one of them. Bruna as well. Bruna gets a ball into the box. Parkhouse just doesn't get a strong enough header to it, but it's a good chance for Derry. Livingston with nice skill on the counter attack now. Paddy Kirk does well. The great back heel into Chris Twardick. Twardick with an opportunity here. Twardick to pull it back. Oh, it's intercepted just before Glenn McCauley could put it into the back of the net. But that's promising stuff from Bohemians. They're playing a lot better than they were at home to Cork in the last game. Adrian Delap down the right hand side, and Finnerty comes out to meet him, but it's chance for Parkhouse, and he needs to be putting that home. Huge miss from David Parkhouse right before half time, and Bohemians will be counting themselves absolutely very lucky to be going into the break 0-0. And it's the second half, and it's a chance, and it's straight David Parkhouse, I think it was Junior actually with the header, straight at Jimmy Talbot. If either side of him, that's a goal, but it's a big tackle. I think it was Dan Casey there, and Andy Lyons finds Danny Grant, who tries to go past Kieran Coyle, and he does get by him. Danny Grant's been one of the main men for Bohemians this season, and he finds Danny Mandrew with a great ball in behind. Danny Mandrew kind of being pushed out a little bit, but he whips it back in, and it's headed clear from Derry City, and it's just not working out for Bohemians at the moment. And they've cleared the ball here. Good defending there just to calm things down. Andy Lyons gets the ball with a lot of space in his own box, and he lobs it forward into no one there. Glenn McCauley put him under a bit of pressure, and it's a poor mistake from the defender. Glenn McCauley rounds the keeper. Glenn McCauley puts Bohemians 1-0 up out of absolutely nothing. Glenn McCauley just chases the dead ball and doesn't give them a second on the ball. The centre half makes a mistake passing it back to the keeper. He rounds the keeper and he puts it home for Bohemians to go 1-0 up. Huge goal there from Glenn McCauley, the new man signed from St. Patrick's Athletic, and it's a great finish from a tight angle as well. There's still a lot of work to do, but fair play to him for just not chasing down the dead ball and waiting for a mistake to capitalise on. Great goal from Glenn McCauley, and Bohemians have a lead here, and they nearly go 2-0 up with a routine from a corner. Danny Mandrew with a great ball in, and Bohs are really starting to come into this game now. Danny Mandrew has the ball here, and he finds Danny Grant in behind. Danny Grant, endless running, very quick, and he's caused a lot of problems for Derry, and he finds the ball back to Danny Mandrew. They say, he needs to be doing better from there. The penalty spot, the whole goal to aim at on his left foot, and he needs to be putting that home. It's straight at the keeper. Buckley picks up the ball here and drives forward, finds Glenn McCauley in space. Glenn McCauley puts us 2-0 up. Bohemians are 2-0 up, and surely that's game, set, match. 77 minutes played here at the Brandywell. Glenn McCauley with his second goal of the season and second goal of the game. Brilliant goal. Keith Buckley drives into space really well from the good play from the captain, and it's a great goal for Bohemians and gives them that little bit of room just for comfort in terms of the rest of this game now. And a couple of changes will be made here. Devaney, Graydon and JJ Lunny coming on for the three attacking midfield positions. So David Parkhouse has a chance here to get a ball into the box to give Derry a chance at something. It's a terrible delivery from Parkhouse once again. He is a good player and he is better than that. But it's a chance here maybe for Bohs to get a third. Graydon gets to the byline, pulls it across, but it's cleared from Derry. Gillespie heads it over, and it is full time. Absolutely amazing performance from Bohemians. The first half was a little bit hit and miss, but the second half they really stepped it up and they really improved from the game against Cork City. And if we have a quick look at the table here, we are in second place behind arch rivals Shamrock Rovers. That is annoying to look at, but considering our start to the season, it's not bad to be in second place. Have a quick look at the calendar. In the next episode we will have games against Waterford at home. We also have, as you can see, UCD away, and then the final game we also have the transfer window ending there, and the final game will be the Dublin Derby at home against Shamrock Rovers. Well, it just doesn't get much bigger than that. Guys, you will not want to miss this game, so to make sure that you don't, please make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell beside it to never ever miss an upload. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Something a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed this whole career mode idea, and I hope you're not too annoyed if you voted for a different team. If you did enjoy the video, guys, please make sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe.